The Galaxy S25 FE just landed, and at first glance, it looks like Samsung has pulled off a very bold move, launching this phone right before Apple's big iPhone 17 reveal. It's almost like Samsung wanted to sneak in a shot before the main event. And trust me, the strategy makes this phone way more interesting than you might expect. Is this just another fan edition? Or is it secretly the 650 phone that can outsmart both flagships and mid-rangers in 2025? Let's find out. Welcome back, viewers. Sam here. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss the exciting updates coming your way. Now, the S25 FE has one of the most confusing roles in Samsung's lineup. It's not exactly a flagship, but it refuses to be called mid-range either. It's kind of that student in the class who's not the topper but still manages to score high enough to make everyone curious about how they pulled it off. And this year, Samsung launched it unusually early, September 4th. That's a full month earlier than the last FE model, which already tells you Samsung is aiming this phone at buyers who are tempted by the upcoming iPhone. So what do you really get for $650? The design is slimmer, lighter, and feels surprisingly premium for something labeled Fan Edition. The 6.7-inch AMOLED screen is sharp and bright, with the option to switch between 60Hz for battery saving and 120Hz for buttery smooth scrolling. It's good, but here's the thing, it doesn't go toe-to-toe with rivals that already boast higher resolution panels. So the question becomes, do you care more about good enough everywhere or amazing in one place? And then comes the chipset. Samsung went with the Exynos 2400 here. Now, this is where people start raising eyebrows. It's fine for daily use, smooth enough for gaming and multitasking, and paired with 8GB RAM, it handles One UI 8 and Android 16 without breaking a sweat. Plus, you're getting all the AI extras like Gemini Live, Note Assist, and Circle to Search baked right in. But when you know that Snapdragon 8 Elite is powering the main S25 flagships, this one feels like Samsung held back a little. The real question is, does that matter for $650? Battery life is another area where Samsung played it safe. A 4900 mAh cell sounds solid, but let's be real, many phones in this price range are now flexing 5,000 to even 7,000 mAh, paired with crazy fast charging speeds. The S25 FE does 40W wired and wireless charging, which is decent, but again, not industry leading. Now let's talk cameras, probably the part most people care about. On paper, you've got a 50MP main sensor, a 12MP ultrawide, and an 8MP telephoto with 3x optical zoom. Up front, a 12MP selfie shooter replaces the older 10MP setup. Photos come out sharp and colorful, and the main lens especially delivers solid results. But here's the catch, an 8MP telephoto in 2025 feels like Samsung left some potential untapped, especially when rivals at the same price point are rocking higher resolution zoom lenses. Speaking of rivals, this is where things get really tricky for the S25 FE. The OnePlus 430R, for instance, often sells for under $500 and packs a bigger 6,000 mAh battery, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 12GB RAM, a brighter 6.8-inch display, and 100W charging. That's a lot of firepower for less money. And if you're lucky enough to catch a deal on the OnePlus 13, you're essentially getting flagship performance for the same $650 price Samsung is asking for its semi-flagship. But before you count the S25 FE out, here's why it still matters. Samsung knows how to play the long game. You're getting IP68 water resistance, premium build quality, and perhaps the biggest card, 7 years of software updates. That's massive for a 650 phone and something a lot of competitors just can't guarantee. Add Samsung's ecosystem integration. Your Galaxy Tab, Watch, Buds, and even SmartThings devices all sync effortlessly. And suddenly, this phone feels less about raw specs and more about trust, longevity, and polish. So is the Galaxy S25 FE the best 650 phone of 2025? Honestly, it depends on who you are. If you're hunting for pure specs, there are phones that beat it on paper. But if you're already in Samsung's world and you care about software updates, ecosystem harmony, and a device that balances everything without breaking the bank, then the S25 FE might actually be the smartest pick. And that's the beauty of this phone. It doesn't scream flagship killer. It doesn't beg to be the mid-range champion, but it sits right in that sweet spot where it just might convince you it's the one. The only real question left is, are you okay with balanced everywhere? Or do you need best in class in one department? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Would you pick the S25 FE over its rivals, or would you stretch a bit for a flagship alternative? I'd love to hear your take. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and stay tuned because the next one might just blow your mind.